The energy within you has the power to shake the balance of everyone around you. This energy is a profound ability that enables you to overcome any challenge. This video will help you unlock that energy and break through every obstacle you once deemed insurmountable by unveiling the essence within you. In this world, the ability to embrace the truth hidden in shadows and use it as an internal guide makes you truly unique, equipping you with the strength to overcome any challenge you face. In a universe where every action sets off a chain reaction, balance operates differently with you. The moment someone dares to scheme against you, an invisible domino effect begins to unfold. At first, it goes unnoticed. They may revel in a sense of victory, even admire their cleverness. But as time passes, the consequences of their actions creep in like an unrelenting avalanche, engulfing their lives. Deals that seemed flawless begin to unravel, and opportunities they relied upon slip through their fingers. Whispered suspicions ripple through their social circles, pushing them away from their safe spaces. Friendships they once relied on buckle under the weight of broken trust. The echoes of betrayal are not confined to the external world. Mental and physical struggles arise, stealing their sleep and leaving marks on their bodies. Financial stability becomes a slippery slope. Unexpected expenses pile up, and their resources deplete. As inner peace fades, they find themselves lost in a storm of chaos. The universe, operating with divine precision, accounts for their every step. The turmoil they set in motion within themselves ultimately spirals into an all-consuming vortex. What remains is a shattered equilibrium, while you stand firm, your strength unshaken. They are left to confront the only reflections staring back at them, their own. You are like a serene spring hidden in the depths of a lake. On the surface, you are calm, clear, and inviting. Yet this is merely a reflection of what lies beneath. Your true power is rooted in your depths. Boundless wisdom, unyielding balance, and a solid foundation that withstands any storm. Some misinterpret this serenity as weakness, mistaking you for an easy target or a malleable source of energy. But what they fail to realize is this: the power within you bows to no mask, no deceit. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. You stand within a fortress of divine purpose, unwavering and steadfast. Today, this message is a beacon of guidance for you. The light and determination you carry within your heart are not just blessings for you, but a source of grace for everyone around you. Supporting you is akin to touching this divine power. If this message has inspired you, if it has sparked transformation in your life, your support is needed to keep this mission alive. By clicking the Super Thanks button on YouTube and giving a contribution of $20 or more, you can become part of this divine journey. This act of giving is not just a gesture, it is an opportunity to be part of a greater mission. Remember, give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Luke 6:38. Your support will serve as a bridge to spread these messages across the world. Join this divine movement today. By supporting the light you carry within, you also bring illumination to others. Your contribution not only helps share this message, but also opens the doors of abundance in your own life. This journey is not just for one person. It is a call for awakening for all of us. When they try to harness the power of your energy, instead of finding the support they hoped for, they begin to hear the echo of their own inner emptiness. At first, this manifests as a faint discomfort, but over time, it deepens into profound exhaustion. The certainty in their words becomes blurred, and the confidence in their movements dissipates. Everything begins to unravel. No matter how hard they try, they feel their strength slipping away, bit by bit. The elaborate games they once played in their minds and the carefully constructed personas they relied on start to fracture. The more they try to tap into your energy, the more it feels as if, instead of taking from you, they are being pulled into the scarcity within themselves. The outcome of the encounter is inevitable. They are left face to face with the weaknesses they have long avoided confronting. With no other choice, they retreat, as your steadfastness only makes their inadequacies more apparent. While they wrestle with the depletion of their own being, you stand firmer and stronger than ever. The energy you carry within not only shields you, but transforms into a force that surpasses the limits of their understanding. This balance of light and shadow within you creates a depth that is both untouchable and insurmountable. You are a unique force that brings to light the fears and unresolved emotions buried deep within those around you. When someone dares to act against you, they do not merely encounter the strength of your outward presence. They are also confronted by the chaos they have suppressed within themselves. Facing you forces them to reckon with the darker aspects of their minds that they have ignored for years. This confrontation is no coincidence. It is a reckoning sparked by your presence. While they believe they are battling you, they are actually drawn into a war within their own being. The moment someone attacks you with the desire to assert dominance, the unrest within them swells into a storm. They may cloak their intentions behind a polished and sharp approach, hurling words meant to unsettle you. However, this attempt unfolds in an entirely unexpected way. Their intentions do not weigh you down. Instead, they falter in the face of your unwavering patience and resolve. Their words, intended to destabilize you, reverberate back to them, forcing them to confront their own flaws. As their attacks echo outward, they cannot escape hearing the sound of their hidden fears. Ultimately, they are left exposed, their weaknesses illuminated by your steadiness. Your presence compels them to look inward, facing the turmoil they have long buried. While they retreat into their own uncertainty, you remain unmoved, fortified by an energy that not only protects but elevates you. The depth of your balance, both in light and in shadow, stands as a testament to a strength that few can understand and even fewer can challenge. Every word, every gesture acts as an illuminating light that you shine upon others, directing them inward to confront their true selves. As you stand your ground with serene confidence, without retreating, they are forced to face their own realities. In that moment, it's not a defense you are putting up against them, but a pivotal encounter that introduces them to the weight of their own shadows. As their desperation grows, the sentences that falter on their lips are a quiet reflection of the chaos rising within. When the encounter ends, they are left grappling not only with your presence, but also with the burden of their own truth. Meanwhile, you stand as an example of clarity and balance, while their internal battles rage on. The accusations they direct toward you, the subtle hostilities and veiled criticisms, begin to rebound and wreak havoc on their inner world. The voice they raise against you becomes nothing more than an empty echo of their own fears and insecurities. Their sentences crumble, their expressions falter, and the armor of their confidence begins to crack and fall apart. At that point, the matter is no longer about you. it becomes entirely about their confrontation with themselves. They may resist this truth, but the energy in the room shifts, and the weight of their internal conflict bears down on them. As the external world quiets, the noise within them becomes deafening. Your natural ability to reveal truth makes falsehood unbearable in your presence. When a deceitful game is set into motion, you swiftly identify the gaps hidden between the details and dismantle the false walls of security one by one. Every attempt to deceive you inevitably becomes their own downfall, as the masks that conceal the truth cannot withstand your piercing insight. Bold lies are analyzed with meticulous clarity, broken apart piece by piece until no one can defend them anymore. If this message has touched you today, take a step to help spread this light further into the world. By clicking the Super Thanks button on YouTube and making a contribution of $20 or more, you can become a part of this mission. Your support not only helps this message reach more people, but also brings blessings into your own life. Remember, a generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. Proverbs 11:25. Your ability to expose the truth acts as a catalyst that dissolves all false appearances. In your presence, everything hidden rises to the surface, laid bare for all to see. Those who attempt to deceive you find their narratives unraveling in ways they cannot control. Their efforts to maintain their fabrications only lead them deeper into the traps they've set for themselves. No matter how hard they try, the cracks beneath their false confidence widen, and the most vulnerable parts of their being are exposed. As the fragility of their claims becomes evident, they can no longer hide who they truly are. What once appeared as strength now stands as the naked vulnerability of someone crushed under the weight of their own deception. The balance shifts dramatically. Faced with your patient determination, they realize they've lost all their leverage. Reality corners them, and when they have nothing left, they are forced to accept the ineffectiveness of their deceit. At that moment, all that remains is their recognition that in your presence, truth prevails effortlessly. You stand silently and steadfastly, watching as their masks completely fall away without any effort on your part. Your presence does more than just neutralize deception. It proves that truth is an unstoppable force. Even in seemingly ordinary interactions, your energy shifts the dynamics in profound ways. Discomforts that were once buried or suppressed can no longer remain hidden. Conversations that initially seem normal begin to change as your influence subtly takes hold. A simple exchange with someone harboring inner tension is enough to unleash that hidden pressure. Small gestures and subtle expressions begin to alter. Carefully maintained composure gives way to unrestrained reactions. Your presence brings to light what has been hidden in the shadows, and no one remains unchanged by the experience. In an instant, casual conversations take on a sharper tone, and gentle smiles give way to carefully concealed discomfort. Those who attempt to oppose you or hide their truths suddenly find themselves unraveling within a story they can no longer control. The grip they thought they had slips away, and the chaos in their minds becomes etched on their faces. Whatever they were hiding comes to the surface, unstoppable and undeniable. You, on the other hand, remain a calm observer, naturally allowing your presence to compel others to confront their inner truths. As their turmoil intensifies, your steady composure makes it clear that this reckoning was inevitable. Amid the chaos, you stand unwavering. You neither engage in the drama nor are affected by it. The impact you create is not intentional. It is simply the result of your presence, which allows truth to take charge in an instant. Others may try to cast you as the center of events, but deep down, they know this was always there. It only needed to be brought to light. When the confrontations end and silence returns, those left behind carry the weight of the truths that were revealed. Meanwhile, they come to realize the profound transformative power of your aura. No one who comes into contact with you remains unchanged, for your presence is not just a catalyst for facing the truth, but also a turning point for accepting it. Your ability to sever ties with people who harm your life works with the precision of a surgeon. You need no warning, no explanation to free yourself from unnecessary burdens. The moment you realize someone no longer has a place in your journey, the relationship ends, never to be repaired. It happens so swiftly and decisively that the other party only feels the full impact much later. Those who have wronged you or weighed down your existence inevitably feel the abruptness of their severed connection with you. There are no arguments, no attempts at reconciliation, just an unbroken end. For a long time, you may have silently endured manipulations, veiled envy or disloyalty masked by careful calculations. But when the moment comes, everything becomes crystal clear, and you act. You do not debate their reasons or question their justifications. Your decision is final and irreversible. With their removal from your life, the space they once occupied transforms into a mirror that reflects nothing but their own image. The day comes when you feel the boundary has been crossed, and the patience you once offered vanishes instantly. When you act, the burden of old ties lifts from your shoulders, but for them, everything changes. They find themselves inexplicably blocked, excluded, and entirely forgotten. It is as though they never had a place in your life, leaving them to face a void as if they had never existed in your world. The abrupt severance is not just a reflection of your ability to protect your life. It is a definitive statement of a decision that will never be reversed. When you break ties, you leave no traces and part ways completely. They desperately try to understand what happened, seeking explanations or signs by reaching out to you, but all their efforts are met with silence. It is as if, without warning, they have been removed from your world, leaving an insurmountable chasm in your wake. This sharp and cold separation creates a significant void in their lives. They comb through every conversation, every memory, trying to pinpoint where they went wrong. Yet, you leave them with neither a clue nor an opportunity for return. They had grown accustomed to the comfort your presence brought and the sense of security they felt around you. Now that security has been replaced by an emptiness filled with uncertainty and loss. Memories of seemingly insignificant moments suddenly take on great significance, expanding to occupy their minds. The weight of their betrayals or shortcomings, previously unnoticed, now feels unbearable. Meanwhile, you continue to move forward in silence, untouched by the turmoil. The shockwave of this sudden severance ripples through their lives. As they question the past, your firm and irreversible decision leaves them with no choice but to confront the consequences of their actions. Deprived of the light your presence once brought, they now begin to understand the true value of the connection they once shared with you. What once seemed ordinary now resonates within them as a profound loss. Your act of cutting them out is not merely a defensive move, but a testament to your strength and resolve. It is a declaration of your ability to uphold your boundaries, allowing no one to occupy a place in your life they do not deserve. As you move forward, their reckoning with the consequences of their past choices becomes inevitable. For you, Severing ties is not an end, but a freer beginning, one that solidifies your inner strength even further. Your remarkable ability to draw out the weaknesses and fears others try to bury within themselves profoundly alters the dynamics around you. Your presence creates a powerful force that uncovers the wounds people seek to hide. This is not a deliberate intervention. It is simply a natural reflection of your energy. Those who share space with you unexpectedly begin to feel the weight of their vulnerabilities. The walls they have built around themselves crumble, and they are forced to face the truths they've been trying to escape. The atmosphere shifts suddenly. Composure gives way to defensiveness. What once seemed like a friendly or light-hearted conversation now takes on an entirely different tone. As they become aware of their insecurities, they begin to project an energy that feels uncontrolled and chaotic. You, without any intentional effort, remain at the center of this transformation, but your presence alone stirs upheaval within their inner world. The effect of your words goes far beyond a simple echo. Everything they've hidden is now exposed and visible. By the end of this process, while you remain steadfast and calm, they are left to grapple with the weight of their confrontation. Though they may try to regain composure and reclaim control, the reality that their vulnerabilities have been laid bare cannot be undone. The carefully constructed demeanor of confidence and calm they've worked so hard to maintain suddenly crumbles, replaced by uncertainty and unease. The raw reality behind their fractured masks overwhelms them with the parts of themselves they have long avoided. What may seem like a passing moment to you resonates in their minds, triggering a profound internal reckoning. Over the coming days, they replay the encounter, scrutinizing every detail again and again. As they try to comprehend how easily you saw through them, they begin to view the experience as a confrontation with their own inner world. They analyze the nuances of the conversation, your gestures, and the tone behind your words, trying to decipher how their hidden flaws became so glaringly apparent under your sharp perception. They realize that their efforts to conceal certain aspects of themselves only made those weaknesses more visible to you. This realization is both unsettling and inescapably transformative for them. Long-avoided mental reckonings surface, brought to light by this encounter. As they struggle with the difficulty of facing their own fragility, they observe you continuing on your way, calm and unaffected, as though nothing had happened. Your presence doesn't just dismantle their defense mechanisms, it also unravels the illusions they've built to deceive themselves. This is not the result of a conscious effort on your part, but rather a natural outcome of your sharp awareness. Forcing them to confront the truths they've tried to escape is not something you choose to do. It is the inevitable change your presence brings. For those around you, this encounter often becomes an unsettling turning point. Their illusions are replaced by the truths your awareness reveals. Throughout this process, you continue to live your life with strength and stability, untouched and uninvolved in the turmoil you spark. In the midst of an ordinary conversation, you perceive the emptiness behind the surface of a seemingly calm life. As you engage with someone who has surrendered to routines and become lost in the complacency of habit, the subtle nudges in your words stir something within their inner world. At first, they dismiss your words as distant thoughts or irrelevant musings, yet the depth you carry seeps into them unnoticed. The thoughts they've avoided, the dreams they've ignored, and the desires they've suppressed begin to stir, creating a ripple of mental unease. This movement, awakening in the depths of their mind, initially feels like a small discomfort. However, That discomfort evolves into a profound unease that makes them feel the cracks forming in the foundation they've built over the years. The impact of your words isn't immediate. It grows over time, like a seed taking root and spreading. They may try to control this change, but it is inevitable. Eventually, they find themselves surrounded by the questions and longings they've ignored for so long. This process is inherently unsettling for them, but it marks the first step toward transformation. You have an opportunity to help us bring this journey to others. By clicking the Super Thanks button on YouTube and making a donation of $20 or more, you can help ensure this story of transformation reaches more people. Remember, a generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. Proverbs 11:25. Without feeling much of the impact yourself, you continue on your way. But behind you, an unstoppable wave of change begins to ripple through the lives of others. For those around you, this transformation is both challenging and inevitable. Shaking the status quo is not your goal. It is simply the effect of your nature. For them, this encounter is a beginning. Their illusions give way to a new reality you have effortlessly revealed. The energy you carry creates echoes in the minds of those you encounter, often without them even realizing it. What seems like an ordinary interaction at first deepens its impact over the days that follow. A few words from you might initially spark a small discomfort, but soon they find themselves questioning their entire sense of order. They begin to feel the foundations they once relied on start to shake, yet they struggle to understand why. While they attempt to suppress the source of their unease, the influence of your thoughts has already taken root and begun to transform them inescapably. At first, they resist this change. They cling tightly to what they know, desperately trying to restore the balance that has been disrupted. But no matter how hard they try, they realize their old ways no longer work. The process you've set in motion has already initiated a transformation within them. Their discomfort and confusion may even lead them to blame you, as it is easier to attribute these unsettling feelings to an external source. Yet the truth is that you have merely activated a spark that compels them to confront their own reality. The life they built, once a fortress that made them feel secure, begins to transform into a prison where the very walls that protected them now become barriers. Suppressed desires and long-ignored fears inevitably rise to the surface. At first, they resist this upheaval, trying to maintain control. But over time, they realize they have no choice but to become part of the process. Week by week, the carefully maintained masks they've worn for years begin to crack. The safe illusions of the past can no longer protect them, and they find themselves exposed, forced to confront the reality they have been avoiding. Your presence, though not intentionally disruptive, makes change inevitable. Simply by being who you are, you draw people out of their comfort zones and compel them to face the parts of themselves they've long neglected. As you move forward on your path, the impact you leave behind creates a lasting transformation in their lives. The result of this encounter forces them to redefine their very existence. They are left to confront their choices, the lives they've accepted, and the potential they've ignored. This process is far from easy. As their illusions unravel one by one, they are forced to rebuild themselves from the ground up. Though it may feel destructive, deep down they understand it is necessary. It is the beginning of a journey they would never have embarked on without your influence. Yet you remain unaware of the profound transformation you have sparked, continuing on your way. Your ability to inspire change is not a burden, but a reflection of your inner strength, a force that compels growth and transformation in those around you, whether they are ready for it or not. The lives of those who encounter you are never the same. The truths you effortlessly uncover transform the structures that once seemed comfortable and secure. Your energy is not merely a source of light, but also a force that drives profound and lasting change. While many admire the illuminating quality of your presence, few truly grasp the sheer power and inevitability of the transformation you bring. You are not only a guide, but also a catalyst for action. For better or worse, those who cross your path find themselves face to face with the wreckage of their illusions, a confrontation that irreversibly alters their lives. Your power is not limited to the visible. Wherever you go, the balance shifts. Comfort zones that people have long accepted and hidden behind are upended. Even those who avoid facing reality find themselves unprepared for the impact of this encounter, yet it pushes them toward greater self-awareness. Your transformative influence proves that you are not only a guide in this world, but also a force that helps others discover their truths. This is an essential part of who you are. Not just the light you project outwardly, but also the profound transformative force that lies within. Now is the time to fully embrace this power. By sharing your stories, you allow others to understand the impact of both your light and your shadow on the world. This is not just your journey, it is a testament to the change you create.